Yes, to everyone.
Hi everyone, welcome to Founders Fireside Chat. Today we are speaking about the power of networking. This topic, it's been there on social media forever and also as part of corporate training as our personal skills, but not many can nail it. So this is the reason why we have amazing team today to provide you with the tips. So there will be Q&A for all the panel members that we have here. But before, let's get started with the introduction. So my name is Jigmeet Kaur. I'm CEO and founder of Opal and Castle. We help early stage founders to scale their digital presence, build websites, mobile applications, and help them set the CRM implementation with HubSpot, Salesforce, and more. Now I hand it over to Jane to give a quick, powerful introduction so that we all know that who are we. So let's introduce ourselves.
Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. My name is Jane Wareham. I am the Mind Shift Coach. I'm a global speaker, international thought leader, and I do everything with mindset and the mind. And ultimately, it's my mission and goal to help you understand how powerful your mind is so you can start using it to create the life you want. I know exactly what it's like after working 17 years in the corporate world to feel unfulfilled and unhappy and to be prioritizing everyone else ahead of myself. But when I started to make the mind shifts that I needed and build the mental foundation required to start living a more happy and fulfilling life, everything changed. So that's exactly what I help women do. And that's exactly what I help organizations empower their teams by better understanding their mind.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Deep, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. That was a lovely introduction by Jane and yourself, Jagmeet. I am Deepa Hujal Sharma. I am an International Coach Federation Master Certified Coach, also an Advanced Certified Team Coach. I not only coach, but I also coach train people, so who want to become professional coaches or leaders who wish to coach their teams. I have been working as a founder in India for TPC Leadership India Private Limited, which is a leadership development and coach training consultancy. So I'm a consultant as well for over last 10 years. And prior to which I have been a leadership trainer in a flight center travel group, which is a multinational organization for 7 years, within which, for almost 2 decades, I have almost trained over 25,000 leaders, developed over 250 coaches globally, and empowered more than 25 teams to transform their culture aligned to vision, mission, and values. So I'm a curator of various ebooks as well. The latest creation of mine is Deep Reflections, Raising Awareness Cards, which is certainly enabling anyone to have deep conversations within family, within friend circle, network with people at a deeper level. So yeah, this is probably one of the transformational tools I would say that has been, created as a gift to not only coaches, but I think every house should have one deep reflections card deck, which we'll talk probably in case, if not in this session, maybe another one. So that's about
Definitely.
me.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Farah, you want to go next?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Jagmeet, for the amazing introduction that everyone did, and I'm really happy to be, thriving within such a great, warm community over here. So my name is Farah Haddad. I come from a techie background, and I was at some point a struggling entrepreneur. Right now, I have switched into the financial industry because I saw a value in expanding myself financially, and also supporting other female entrepreneurs, and as well as people just who are looking to get out of their 9 to 5 and kind of reach their goal of financial freedom. So I'm really focused on those two niches because this is where I come in, and this is my story. So yeah, it would be lovely to share it with everyone today, and how they can kind of thrive within such a great community, and also build networks for themselves that can take them far in their career.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for the lovely introductions. So let's get started with our questions. So, question one is, what's that one networking tip or mindset shift that completely changed the way you build connections? I know that we all believe in community. So, let's get started with Jane again. Please tell us, like, what's the tip that you have for people?
Amazing. So I'm not quite sure if this is, I'm really curious what the other ladies have to say as well, because as I reflected on this, my superpower when it comes to networking is not being afraid to be myself. And I am my own superpower because no one is exactly like me, same as you. So this is interesting because everything I'm saying, you can reflect back on yourself.
Yeah.
No one is exactly like me. And I bring that belief whenever it comes to networking, whether that's in an in-person event or something online or just talking in DMs. I bring that belief with me into those conversations. And here's the thing, if I act like myself, then it's easy to remain consistent because that's who I am. And ultimately, of course, if I pretended to be someone else, sometimes even fake it till we make it, okay. But if I pretend to be someone else, then that's not who I actually believe myself to be. That can be challenging to maintain. So really, I show up exactly as I am. I show up as myself. Sure, it's taken time to build that confidence, and we're going to get a little more insight with some of the other questions. But ultimately, my superpower and yours is being you.
That's absolutely perfect for anyone who's, just starting, because there's so much of information out there, and we really want to adapt and be someone else. But it's so important to be yourself before you communicate with other people. Awesome. Deep, you want to go next for this question?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Jane. That was beautiful. Be you is the mantra for achieving anything. I think authentic relationships last long. So I'm an acronym person as well. So I built an acronym around it based on my work with my networks so far that I have. In fact, this conversation that we're having is also a result of being able to network with a new person in a new land, Rebecca, who connected me with you, Jagmeet, and this whole community now. So the superpower really lies in being able to reach out, not hesitate in reaching out, not hesitate in building new connection, knowing new people, exploring. So my superpower probably lies in lead as a framework I call learn, explore, aspire, and direct. Learn about yourself, learn about others, learn about avenues that hold, some meet, some and explore about your own potential in a new land, in a new community, and explore what's possible with listening to others, being curious about, knowing what they have to say. And I learned so much from Rebecca's conversation last week. And I'm so happy that I could actually articulate what I aspire to achieve from this connection. So really knowing what do you aspire to achieve from this connection. So I wanted to work with women leaders. I want to transform women leaders. I want to enable at least 10 women leaders in this particular quarter or maybe by the next quarter. So I just told her my aspiration, and she just connected me with you, Jagmeet, because you're enabling so many other women coaches and women leaders. So she said, probably you're the best person to go to.
Wow.
And yeah. And then D in lead to me is directing your inner and outer resources. So that's what lead framework I would always use, and I was always enable others to use, learn, explore, aspire, and direct whatever your inner and outer resources are. So henceforth, I reached out to the community and said, I'm happy to offer 2 free coaching sessions. If anyone wants to, see how that can transform themselves or their businesses. So that's how I believe we all need to give and contribute first and then receive. So that's what the superpower, I would say. There's nothing, no rocket science, but yeah.
No, definitely. I love the way you put the acronym because it's very easy, and that's how I learned few things in maths and science. I was the student, and it made it easier. And
Yeah.
the kind of reflection you have on so these stages, it's actually that's the crux of networking. So you put it very nicely. So it's definitely a tip for us as well.
Thank
Farai,
you.
you want to go ahead next about this question? Can you
Yeah,
hear
for
us?
sure. So, yes, I can, Jagmeet. Can you hear me fine?
Yes, perfectly fine.
Okay, amazing. So yeah, when it comes to super networking superpower, I would say, being able to connect with everyone and kind of speak my own, true authentic self, as Jane had mentioned. There is so much power, I feel like, in when you are, displaying your most authentic self to people. Even people can feel it and sense it when you are coming on a call, and you are just either like putting on a face, or like not acting as if it's like not yourself. So I feel like there is so much power in also displaying your own and your own story with everyone, because that's when people kind of, you are able to build that kind of trust with individuals, and that would come even naturally. I would add that networking, it's something that in development. It's not something that you kind of get good, you are already good at. It's not like an innate talent per se, but it's something that it takes time to kind of develop. And because I sit down with a lot of people, and oh, like I'm shy, I'm introverted, I don't think I can just speak my mind, and like very naturally, because I think I need to have authority, for instance. So there are lots of like myths around being natural, or like being good at networking. So I think just displaying your most authentic self is gonna do the trick.
Oh my God, I love that part because being authentic, and I also love the point that you touch base that it's not ready sort of innate character that you have, but you develop it over time. It really does take time, especially when you're testing the new waters. So thank you so much for your tips on this one. So next question that we have is how you create value for others in your network. What's your approach to offering support, knowledge, or opportunities without expecting immediate returns? Because I think that's very important. We want results, but it's always about other. That's what I believe, and that's why we have this question, because many people have this kind of sort of dilemma, I would say. So let's go with Jane again, the same round that we are going.
Great. Thank you so much. And what amazing insight from all the other women on that last question. So I am all about giving. So I'm all about giving. And I love that you touch on without expecting immediate returns. When I started my business, I felt like a failure because I had expectations on myself and my business of receiving more money, having more clients. But I realized the more I gave, the more I got myself into the right energy of giving without any expectations. And we have to realize when you're expecting something, okay, everything I'm going to say is going to revolve around what's happening in your mind. Just a heads up. When we expect something, we're already limiting ourselves because you're expecting it in a very specific way. When God, source, universe, whatever higher power you believe in, has their own plan, and it could come to you in many different ways. There's infinite number of ways for us to get what we want. So for me, I'm in this era of giving, 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 giving. So the more value I can give my network, that is through free activation videos, trainings, mindset workbooks. I offer a free monthly call. The more I show everyone how powerful the mind is, the more they experience for themselves the mind shifts that can happen and get a taste of that and being in my energy, then ultimately, if it's the right client, if it's the right opportunity, it's going to find its way to me. So I actually really in this month have developed a deep inner trust on an entirely different level energetically in all the things that are coming to me and trusting and believing in that. So ultimately, sure, the thoughts have crossed my mind in the past of, well, should I really offer that for free? Am I giving too much? What about the money that I need, right?
Yeah.
It's not about that. The money is the byproduct of me making an impact. It's a byproduct of me doing what I love to do. So if I'm patient with that, I know and believe, and of course I've had to work on my money mindset. I believe that money is there and it's coming. It's already on its way. But ultimately, by giving, I get myself into a really amazing energy of abundance to receive back whatever the universe has in store for me.
Yeah, that's lovely way to put out. And honestly, I see the kind of value you give to others. Each direct message that you send is full of love, affection. It's never an automated message. It doesn't look like AI because I know you're personally building those connections, and the value that you generate is like beyond any money that you can give ever to you. You know, so that's very beautiful. How about you, Deep? How you generate value for others before expecting anything in return?
Beautiful, Jane. I was so mesmerized with Jane's, you know, principle of giving first and knowing in her mind that it's all coming back. So my philosophy is also it's giver's gain, very much similar to what BNI believes in. What goes around comes around, maybe not instantaneously, but it is there. It's just coming back in many forms and shapes and sizes that we don't know sometimes, but being out there, showing up, offering and contributing. Another acronym that I just is coming up for me is care. If you really care about someone else in a way that C as in contribute, A as in abundantly, R as in relate, and E as in energetically, as Jane also mentioned. So beautifully connected in my head just now, which is, can you contribute abundantly and relate with your own innate potential and that of the others to generate something completely different, um, and generate some difference in the world with your own potential, right? And energetically give so that it just comes back multifolds to you. So care is the value that I believe I give. And as I mentioned about deep reflections cards, I carry them almost everywhere. While I'm traveling on a flight, I just happen to create so many friends over the last 3 months. I've had many flights for work back home, and even during the flight conversations, I have built connections that are so deep right now, just based on these cards. I was just holding them in my hand, and they happened to be curious about what's that.
Yeah,
And they got the answers through this. They got guidance through this.
yeah, yeah.
So maybe towards the end, if you get time, I invite each of you to give me a number after holding an intention, and we can do this
Let's
instant.
do that. Yeah, it would be fun. But
Yeah.
just reflecting on your take on this question,
Yeah.
I think care is fundamental, even when you're building a new connection or generating value for your customer. So, why a customer chooses a particular brand is all about care. This can be so simple, but yet many big companies or even those who are starting out, they always struggle in that. It's not always about getting money, getting started, hitting your 30K target right in the first month. But care is the fundamental of networking, and it can never go out of fashion. So, thanks for putting it out there.
And if it is genuine, it shows. And if it is
It
made up,
shows,
as you mentioned to Jane, it's genuine connection, I feel.
yes,
It's
yes,
genuine giving that I feel. So if it is genuine, it shows.
yes, definitely. So before we go to next question, Farah, what's your take on this question?
Yeah, for sure. I love all of your inputs, ladies. It's really amazing to hear every individual input. For me, specifically, I would say that I'm always invested in other people's stories, to be honest, because where I come from, it has kind of molded me into the person that I am today. And I'm like, I truly believe that everyone holds like a special, unique story to themselves, that they can add much value to other people, at the same time, being in their own element. So what I do is usually I'm not all I'm not about any transactional relationship building. I'm more so invested into learning about my people that I sit down, about their pain points, about what's their goal in life, where are they struggling, because we all come like some people come from ethnic background, they come from a background where they used to struggle in their lives, so which resonate with me as well. So I try to resonate with individuals and be able so I can direct them to redirect them to the to the right path. So the way that I do it is that for the past few weeks I've been connecting people left, right, and center with other contacts within my network as I'm building my network, and without expecting anything in return, fully it's coming out of heart. And I truly believe when you do something for other people and you help others, you give them that kind of hand, it circles back to you, without even expecting it. So that's totally I would say my approach.
Yeah, no, that's completely what I also resonate like with this philosophy. Generating value for other is an art, and it really goes a long way. It has that long lasting relationship. We also have a comment from Praveen that he's saying that balancing authenticity with strategic relationship, it's also
Yeah.
a key, especially when you're building up. And of course you need some cash and new business development, but at the same time balancing is the art as well. So thanks so much for adding that point to our conversation. So
I
I'm just
think Jagmeet as well, he actually phrased that as a question. How can I balance authenticity with strategic relationship building? So asking it as a question. And if I can share some insight on that,
oh yeah.
because that's something specifically that I know, Praveen, that can be challenging. But actually, the way that I see it, for the services that I offer, I provide a service that can change lives. Legitimately, it changes lives. And when I'm thinking about building my connections, they are absolutely strategic. I am looking to connect with my dream client, someone that is aligned to my core values, aligned to the type of person that I want to work with. So I'm not going out building relationships with every single person. I do not have time for that.
Yeah.
So I definitely target my specific type of client, and I definitely start building a relationship with them. And my whole thing is I want to connect. I work primarily with women, for example, coaching. I want to connect with like-minded women that I can call into my space because their life could truly change. And from a corporate standpoint, I had an idea in December of creating a networking event for women in HR, because I'm having conversations with women in HR to bring me in as a workshop host, a speaker, or a corporate trainer. However, what I did is I created a small roundtable exclusive event for those women. So they not only come together and network with each other, how beautiful. A lot of times in our 9-to-5 jobs, we don't network anymore. So I create a safe space for these women to come in and connect. Also, of course, I'm very clear on my intention. My intention is to hear from their mouth what the struggles are they have with employee mental health and well-being, so I can better cater my services. I'm very transparent about it. I'm like, look, of course, I'm calling you here because I want to hear from you what's going on, but I also want to help you collapse time by networking with other women. So I would say it's like the balance. I'm very strategic. Just go after who you want to go after. But like Jagmeet said, my stuff's not automated. Like I spend the time to actually have the conversations and see if someone is the right fit. I don't just throw my things at them. So that's what I'd say to answer this question.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Jane, for jumping out. And I actually missed reading the question after my comment. So thanks for the heads up there. And I hope Praveen and everybody who's joined us got the and understanding about intentionally building your network. Okay, so with this, let's go to the next question. So, of course, this is very personal question. It's your growth that you will be sharing with others that will inspire. But let's keep in mind about our audience as well, if they're joining, and what you're thinking yourself, and what are the steps that you're taking to achieve your goals for the year. So the question is, by the end of 2025, where do you see yourself in your business or career? What's your vision for growth, and how are you aligning with your actions to get there? So, do you want to go like first, Jane, again, or we should start
Sure.
somewhere else?
Yeah, I can. So this is interesting. As I was reflecting on this, Jagmeet, and I know we just saw these questions before, and I'm like, so when it comes to my goals, I always set a stretch goal, like a goal that's going to stretch me. And what's really interesting for me specifically is so much has happened for me in the month of March. I have tapped into this energetic connection with abundance, and it's almost like all the work I did in 2024 is now coming to life. And so it's interesting as I think of the end of the year. I almost think my mind doesn't even think about how big things could happen. And I say big because ultimately I have big goals. But it's interesting. I think I'm like, is my mind limiting me? Because all these things have just happened so quickly. But what I think by the end of the year, my ultimate goal is to continue to feel in flow, feel calm, and have a really harmonious life. Because ultimately, I want to be rich in life. That does involve receiving large amounts of money, but I really want to maintain what I've created right now is truly feeling in flow and at peace. And that's really important. And I think also knowing and how can I maintain that? It's that inner knowing, that inner belief that the opportunities that are going to come to me are just going to come easier and easier and easier, and they're going to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And that my community is going to continue to grow, and I'm going to make the financial things that I want, but have the financial stability, that maybe right now I'm currently building on, and then have that recurring revenue coming in. The actions I have to take in order to do that is I have to prioritize my mindset every single day. I have to do the things that help me manifest the things that I want. I'm going to tell you right now, yesterday, I hosted that event for women in HR. In the morning, I wrote out the outcome I wanted. I wrote out as if the event had already happened, how amazing it was, how excited I was, how the women aligned beautifully, how the conversation was incredible and insightful, how they wanted to work with me. They wanted to bring me in for workshops. They were curious about my coaching because they're not fulfilled in their lives. I wrote this out. And it happened, right? So it's really important for me on a daily basis to get into the mindset of my future self. So I think about these bigger goals, these bigger opportunities. And for me, I write them out every single day. I write out my goal. I write out how I'm feeling, like I am stepping into my next level. I am attracting my dream clients with ease. I am speaking at in-person events on Taylor Swift style stages, right? Like literally like whatever it is, right? But I write it out as if it's already happened. And every single day I try to live it as if it's already here. And that's a big thing with mindset. That's how we collapse time to getting to our goals. So I don't have a definitive, this is my goal, but my goal is truly like, I've hit a state of peace this week and trust in everything that I'm like, I don't want to lose that, right? As things start building momentum, what is that going to do? How can I maintain that peace? Because that's freedom for me, ultimately.
Amazing. And you really walk the talk that you have. So we see that the amazing work that you do and keep inspiring us. How about you, Dave? Where you see yourself by the end of 2025, especially keeping networking in your goals?
Yes, networking for sure, because I do believe that together we can achieve so much more than just trying to do it alone. And we are energy beings as well. So I have a phrase which says, your vibe attracts your tribe. And vibe is also an acronym for me. Vibe means we as in values, your values really that you live day in, day out, the one that of gratitude, one that of flow that Jane mentioned, one that of, giving, contributing, intent, your intent. In vibe, I is intent. So what's the intent that you hold? Is it to manipulate something or someone, or is it to contribute to someone's life abundantly, as I mentioned?
Wow.
Yeah, so what's the intent that you hold? And that shows up, right? That shows up in your whole vibe. And B as in belief. What's the belief that you carry about your own self? Do you believe in yourself, your potential, and do you believe in the others as well? And do you believe in the universe? What's the belief that you carry and manifest on a daily basis? E as in energy. So vibe really is value, intent, belief, and energy. Uh, how are you energizing yourselves? I really so resonated with what Jane mentioned. How I charge my energy every day is through this gratitude book that's called Secret by Rhonda Bryan. And it's a journal. It's a journal. It has a page on gratitude now. Some pages are yet to be filled. So every day I feel a gratitude now and a gratitude intention, right? So gratitude now, what am I thankful for? Who am I thankful to? Just before going to bed, I would feel this. And gratitude intention is really what Jane also said, visualizing yourself having done that, been there, felt it, made a difference. So once we do this, we recharge our energy to do anything and to be anyone that we wish to be. So uh, to be able to achieve my vision of having impacted at least 10 women leaders, at least 10 corporates this year in Canada. I'm always traveling for my connections in India. I'm right now in the month of April. In May, I'm traveling as well again back to Dubai, etc., for delivery of some of the team coaching work that I do with a pharma company. But I want to deliver that value for Canada market as well. That's my innate, desire, and to be able to make a difference to at least. I run a company called Coaching Coachee, which connects coaches with coachees as well. So to be able to make a difference to other immigrants who are here, I know change is too hard, and if I can just support at least 10 immigrants find value in their choices that they're making in life via aligning some of the coaches with them, I think I would have done a bit for.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. It's good to have numbers in your 2025 goals, but I see how your principles are reflecting in your goals, like each and every. Of course, you're doing amazing work, traveling globally to train corporate employees, but I love the way you have that intention in you with your WIVE acronym, that you want to do the right word and you want to impact others and not just make money, which is very important, because not everything we do it for money. Some things are just for us, and I can see that you've chosen the right profession for you, which is amazing. Thanks for sharing this perspective. So we'll go ahead with Farah first and then take Praveen's question. Farah, what's your goal for 2025, keeping networking and your personal goals in mind?
Yeah, for sure. That's an amazing question, actually, Jagmeet. Thank you for extending that. Well, I love, first of all, I want to preface that, Jane's answer and Deep's answers was really amazing, and I can resonate with it as well. For me, it's like just how I carry myself around, on a daily basis, aligning my mission with my actions as well. Having that deep inner knowing, as Jane mentioned, and as well the pure intentions, that I have towards people that I sit down with, just giving, ultimately giving and helping them to kind of overcome challenges, break out of their, glass ceiling. If they are if they are at some point, if they are stuck in their lives, and how I align my goals to my actions is that I have set a goal for myself to reach a certain promotion at my own at my own role right now, which I'm gonna hit in 2 months. That's something that I'm doing, that I'm keeping track of on a daily basis, as well as when it comes to approaching my networking, the approach that I take is also aligned, for the near future. Like I connect with people who are looking to, on the same mission as me, looking to help other people financially wise to get unstuck, and kind of cheat the system that the banking system that we have here in Canada, in order for them to thrive, not only be in a survival mode. So that I would say that's kind of like how I function. And my goal by 2025, I would say end of 2025, I would say I'm currently drawing a line for myself to become fully independent, and be able to travel, move at some point to Spain. And how I was aligned with this goal in particular, moving to Spain, is that I'm connecting on a daily basis with like entrepreneurs who are digital nomads working out of Spain. So fingers crossed, that's gonna come around at some point by end of this year.
That's amazing. I love that you have traveling as your goal as well, because traveling brings a lot of knowledge to us. Traveling to Calgary and Vancouver for business, that's my dream always. It's been ever since I moved to Canada 3 years ago. So I understand how important is travel for business to enjoy small leisures of life as you're building your businesses. So amazing take on that, Farah. Okay, so let's take another question from Praveen. So he's saying nothing lasts forever, which is true. How do I bring back my a couple of friends whom I lost due to some differences at early age? So who wants to go first and answer this question? Maybe Deep, you want to go ahead? I think I already see you smiling, so let's go with you.
Yeah, Praveen, thank you for that question. And I think most of us would have uh, at least one or two friends who we lost touch with, right? And we want to touch base again. So nothing works better than an authentic conversation, just picking up the phone and saying, "How are you?" Uh, that's basic, yet very powerful. So not to wait for any right moment or the right time. If you feel pulled to connect back again, just give them a call, tell them that you've been missing their connection and that you want to revive. And just strike a conversation. And if you need a support of a tool to further have a deeper conversation, Praveen, you are in my network in Delhi back home. So I've been sharing about deep reflections cards, maybe just having a coffee conversation with these cards, and you would know things that they won't have told you, that you won't have told them, and that you would just deep dive into their needs, wants, desires, fears, faith, all of that through them. So yeah, looking forward to know from you, who did you touch base when you went out of this conversation, maybe just making a list of those who you miss and their qualities, because there's always some qualities that everybody possess, right? So what was the vibe that you want to regenerate? And as Jane mentioned, maybe visualize already having a good connection with them. Yeah, visualize that you already are striking that vibe, yeah, and having them in your tribe. Yeah.
That was really helpful, especially how simply you put that. Pick up a phone and say, "How are you?" And sometimes, it's also takes guts. Like it takes a lot of courage to just pick that one phone, especially when you have a weird conversation. So I have missed few calls early in my career when I was starting to build my company, and I was shamelessly. I admit that I committed that mistake. Just by saying sorry and to people and trying to reignite that fire in the relationship, or in the relations that matter to you. I think that's sometimes is very simple. So thanks for putting it nicely. So
I think as well, I'll just add one thing, Jagmeet. Deep, I love that you said about like on the point on visualizing. I think we always think worst case scenario, or we think, oh, we feel bad. We're in this sense of lack, like we haven't reached out. But ultimately, and sometimes people are more action takers than others, so really by following exactly what both of you guys just said and just taking the connection and be real. Like I was thinking about you and I actually really miss the connection we had, and like I'd love to chat, just super simple. Don't overthink it, because honestly, half the time people are thinking exactly what we are, and they'll be so grateful that you actually met up or reached out. And if they're not, well, then that says a lot about the relationship, I think.
Oh, I love that you added that point. It is so important sometimes to know what you should go after. And even if every goal that you might have for yourself, you need to be mindful. And I think that's a lovely point as well. So with that, I think all our questions for the panel is over. We have one comment from LinkedIn user Jane. I love the way you explained the power of visualization. So that's a comment for you. So now I'm gonna quickly share a slide. I'm just gonna see that if that's doable. Oops, I think we can skip that, but I was just gonna put a slide out there about the card visualization exercise that you want to do. Deep, let's do that. We have some time now.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, Jigmeet.
Let's do that.
Thank you for putting aside some time for this. So, four of you, or like three of you, Farah, Jane, Jigmeet, just think of the vision that you hold for this year, and maybe you can breathe in and breathe out for a couple of times, and hold that intention. What could take you there, or how might you feel having achieved it? And you could just give me a number between 1 to 46 that might hold some message for you. Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready with the number. Maybe let's go with 7.
7. Okay. So, all right.
I've never done that.
Sure. Okay. So, Jagmeet, there is a message for you. This is the picture. Can you see?
Oh my God, yes.
There's a person sitting on the bench. How do you resonate with this picture?
Yeah, I think that's what I want. Eventually, Jane would understand. We had this call earlier this week.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm all about, working out, burning out. But that shows that, I have some leisure time, me time, some peaceful, not working much. That's what I can see from the picture.
Okay. Okay. So, as I'm an acronym person, the message behind also holds an acronym. It says, activate your personal CIA, your personal Central Intelligence Agency, and how. Any instances that's probably, maybe, as you said, burning you out or challenging you, just inquire yourself. With C, I want to ask the question, what aspects about your life can you control?
Okay.
Business, work, whatever.
Yeah.
Can you control? C as in control. I as in what elements do you need to influence?
Okay.
Yeah. To be able to achieve whatever the goal is, to feel rested in flow, in peace. Yeah. A as in what are you willing to accept? So CIA is control, influence, and accept. What are you willing to accept? Probably sometimes we outgrow something else and we need to just acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be something else, right? So how do you resonate with CIA, Jagmeet, if I could ask you?
I honestly don't remember all the full forms. So acceptance that really stuck with me.
Yeah.
I need to accept that sometimes things might take a little longer than I expected. I think I'm learning to accept that, which is I want to enjoy my journey more, which I totally forgot and try to running after growing my company and myself, because I really see a huge dent after I was laid off by Microsoft, and I was like, no, I have to do it. How it can happen with me? So I think I really need to accept that I need to go with the natural rhythm of my life. So I need to
Yeah. And if this was like a coaching conversation, I would have invited you to put maybe on the tabletop, put some props and say who's what in your life and your work. Maybe some resource, maybe some support, maybe some strength, maybe some struggle, whatever. So build a system around yourself and see how can you activate your personal CIA within that. Whatever is bothering within that system, I would invite you to say, what can you control here in this system? What can you influence? Who could you influence here in this system? And what and who do you need to accept as is to move forward? towards that vision. Yeah. So if we had more time, we would have explored that. But we can connect. We are connecting. So
Yeah, sure, we will. Yeah. So, Farah, you want to go next for what number you have in mind?
Yeah, for sure. So I would go for 11.
11. Okay.
11. Okay. Thank you, Farah. Let me just have a look at what's on 11. Okay, Farah, how do you resonate with this picture?
Oh my God.
I think being in my elements, that's what it represents, at least from how I am interpreting it.
Yeah.
I do resonate with it so much. So
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful. The title of the card says purpose. While you play many roles, don't take your eyes off your purpose and goals. That's the card for you, Farah. And the inquiry there is, what is your guiding mantra to help you stay true to your purpose?
oh my God, there is a lot. My mantra to help me stay grounded within my purpose is that I always put, like my mom and like my family, like before, like behind my eyes, and with everything that I do, that's what I want to ultimately achieve, is being able to help myself and help my family, and also extend, like be able to like like take out of my own pockets, and provide to people, like help be able to extend that to people as well. And that's what kind of drives me on a daily basis, is that, okay, let me build my financial, like independence myself, so I can give out of my own pockets to other people. So I always put other people first. So but I know I need to do better when it comes to looking after, like myself as well. But yeah, that's kind of drives me.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. So your value really is contribution, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And yeah, your mantra is to generate enough for yourself so that you can give to others as well.
Yeah.
That holds you true to your purpose and goals, probably.
Yeah,
That's what I'm learning.
exactly.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing, Para. Great. Yeah, Jen, do you want to go, or do you want to share a number as well?
Yes, of course. I'm being called to the number 20.
Number 20. Okay. Let's see what's there. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
How do you resonate with the picture, Jen?
It's so interesting.
You know what? Can I just answer it for you? It's
Yeah,
going back to your picture of goddess. You remember we had the discussion?
Wow.
it's true. It's true. No, I love it. It's like I see it as like multifaceted, like it's almost like different masks, but I would see it as like masks in a bad way. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'd love to learn more about this.
Nice, nice, nice. So somewhere deep within you, probably you have this inquiry, or maybe this is inviting you to hold this inquiry for yourself. And it's a little poem that I wrote some time ago for my own self, considering my situation long back. Who am I? I have my masks on all the time. Mask of a mother, mask of a daughter, mask of a wife, and that of a professional. I wonder if anything left under these masks. Am I lost in these endless roles and tasks? Who am I? One day my friend asked. I found a little girl inside who wanted to come out, play, run, and shout. Other days she wanted just to be, sit under the tree, and that's about it. The inquiry is, who do you truly recognize yourself to be?
Mm, interesting. I feel that I don't feel like I wear any masks anymore for sure. I think I have, like, I think in my past, definitely in the last few months, been way more vulnerable on all fronts than I ever was before. But definitely felt the desire to be perceived in a certain way in the past, naturally, as we do building a business.
Yeah.
But no, it's like a really great reminder. I had a card pulled for like a tarot card before, it's all about the sanctuary resides inside you, and it's all about the reminder of looking from within for who you really are. So I think that's beautiful, and I think these cards are absolutely incredible, and I'm not surprised that you have so many interesting conversations from them. So I'm grateful that you're able to pull these for us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for, again, being vulnerable and not having a mask on you at all. I didn't feel at all during a conversation. I know I've seen you coming from a space of authenticity all this while as you spoke. But yeah, probably this is just a reminder, as you mentioned, to going back to that reading that you had and asking oneself who you truly recognize yourself to be. Uh, yeah, sometimes it's easy to get lost in endless chores and we forget our core, but you truly are foundationed and fundamentally solidified in your core is what I can feel. I am still, since I'm changing landscape, probably the message is also for me to know. And usually whenever we pick up a message, it's for the whole group. Usually because we're interconnected beings, we're just one. So it's for all of us. So maybe somebody else relates with it. And here's the card I pulled for all of us. Can you see a beautiful woman?
I love that.
So lovely.
Yeah, so there's another poem of mine on that, which is You Run the World. Women, you run the world. Women, you stun the world. You are unique. You are you. You need no evidence. You need no proof. You can instill life in dead. You can still have doubts in your head, but you have a life full of joy ahead. Take some charge, make some change. There is nothing on this earth which isn't in your range. These words aren't new, these words are just a few. Hear your inner voice, make a choice, take a leap. No one shall weep. Women, you run the world. Women, you stun the world.
Yay, we do, we do. Awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is. So this, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the inquiry there on this card is what are the three qualities that make you unique? So maybe we can all think about it, if not answer right now.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get to our chat again.
Yeah.
I think with this, we come to the end of the session with amazing, powerful tip for networking. So genuine connections, intentions. That's what we learn, especially if you want to grow your network, especially early phase, or even if there are some connections that are lost. So, with that, let's end this live and stay connected. If you guys want to put your details out there so that people can connect. But if not, I will be sharing the post on all the social media platforms with your details so that other people can connect with you. It was such lovely having you all. Thanks a lot for partnering with us in the power of networking, and we chose the right people because I know you guys are doing amazing job with your networking. Whoever is listening, get in touch with all of us, and we'll definitely help you connect with others. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
Jagmeet,
Thank you,
for
Jagmeet, for
giving
being
the
here.
platform.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.